The Early Learning Coalition of Flagler and Volusia, in partnership with WDSE TV Channel 15, proudly present Child Flight.
Hello, I'm Wiley Lowe, and welcome to Child Flight, where every show is packed with information to help parents and caregivers offer children from birth to 5 years old the best opportunity to grow and learn.
From early infancy on into childhood is when brain cells form most of the connections we will keep through life.
Over time, this incredible process of neuronal architecture is laid out so that you have a functioning brain.
As we mature, the brain physically changes due to outside influences. The most rapid change occurs during the first 3 years when a child is bombarded with hundreds of new experiences. It is at this point in development that the brain is most flexible and prepared to learn.
Some people worry about child care. What if I have to put my child into child care? Well, hopefully the child care is also going to be of such quality that there will be some other attachments. They won't be as strong as to mom, but they will also help that baby develop his or her brain at the same time.
Let's look at from birth to the end of 3rd grade, children are learning to read. From 4th grade on, they're reading to learn.
Say that again, because that's very powerful. From birth until
the end of 3rd grade, children are learning the skills to read.
So that's the time frame they're learning the skill of reading.
And we need to back up a little bit that from birth to age 5, those are the years of the building blocks. That's where the emerging literacy is taking place. The children are learning to the joy of books and how to open books and take care of books and to be motivated to learn to read.
I imagine what you're saying is that we as parents need to go visit face-to-face, not just accept word of mouth.
Actually go to the home and take a tour and interview with the provider before you talk about price.
Can you think of any questions I might want to ask when I'm there?
They should ask that teacher what her credentials are, if she is CPR trained. I think all that's very important for that parent to ask that teacher.
The most important thing about children, whether the parent selects a center or a home, is that their child in his environment where the children develop a love of learning, and that's what you want them to have when they enter kindergarten.
If I take a couple blocks and I model a bridge, I want to make sure that they've had exposure to and they had the opportunity to see me model that. As part of my participation in their play, they're already engaged in the block, so I'm going to show them different things they can do. That are more complicated buildings. When I talk about problem solving, I'm going to go back to this bridge, but we're going to start about engaging the child as a parent would in their play. So I would start asking questions. Let's build a bridge. And we've done it before, so now I'm tapping into their recall. I want to build a bridge this high. So let's help me find the blocks that are this high. So we have them look for blocks. And then when we start looking at the bridge at this point, I ask them what's missing. And what's missing, is a really powerful question that a parent can ask whenever they talk about recall, because a child is going to visually start looking for, what does that bridge look like? It's missing a piece. And they'll look for possibly even the exact same color and put it right on top. Now they have actually constructed the bridge through guided play with me as their parent, and we can now talk about the idea of under and over, and that problem solving is the beginning of them working through and learning how to learn.
Today, we'll explore ways to lovingly and effectively discipline your child.
Once you learn it, it's one of those, well, of course.
It's effective and it works.
I call it the Q-tip method. Quit taking it personally.
Now, what happens when we get threatened, where it's either us or the child? We go into the lower centers of our brain. It takes us out of our brilliance, which is up here in the higher centers. And it throws us down in these lower centers, and we become very fight or flight animals. And so we're going to say things or do things that just aren't helpful. Now, when we get into that emotional part, we literally start playing a CD-ROM that's been handed down from our parents, which handed down from their parents. It's been handed down from generation to generation. It says, now when you get upset, say these words. What were you thinking? What's the matter with you? How come you did that? And it's a literally CD-ROM. So once you get in that emotional state, once you get upset, this thing just goes in your plane, and next thing you know, you're like, you open your mouth, and out comes your mother, your father,
Oh, my goodness.
and you don't even have to move your lips. You're like, oh my gosh, did I say that? I couldn't have done that. So that's going to happen. It's going to happen to you. It's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to everybody watching. This is just how the brain works.
Thank you so much.